it's Becky, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, thank you for clicking on this video. Today's video is going to be about ways to keep positive during lockdown. I did actually make one of these videos back in March, very early on in my YouTube channel, and never in a million years did I think I'd have to be filming another one 9 months later. Typically January feels like quite a sad month anyway, so add the fact that it's January to a world pandemic and to a lockdown, you are probably going to be feeling a little bit down, and that's perfectly normal and that's perfectly okay. I think it is so important to keep this conversation going, and also to take into account that now we are in a lockdown in England in winter as well, and that definitely brings new challenges. If you've watched my channel before, you may or may not know I was in the shielded category back in March. So it meant for 3 months I had to stay in the house. Even a trip to Tesco was out of the question for me. So in that time I did learn ways that definitely helped my mental health and helped me to stay a lot more positive. So today I'm just going to talk you through some of the things that I found helped me, and hopefully they might help you as well. So the first thing is, this is now the 3rd time that we've gone into lockdown in the UK. And whilst mentally that is very difficult because it's like another one and then another one, and that really does take a strain on you mentally, we also can look for the positives in that of, we've done this before and we've learnt so many ways to be creative now. I saw people who had lockdown birthdays turn each room in their house into a different bar. People have had FaceTime dates where they've both had the same dinner. We had numerous Zoom quizzes. So much creativity has come out of the last 2 lockdowns of ways that we can still connect with each other, and you can use that creativity to get you through this lockdown. There are so many resources online talking about different creative things that you can do in lockdown. I'll link some below so that you can have a look. So be the person to set up another online quiz, or decide to have a themed dinner with the people in your house. The second thing that I did which really helped is I took some online courses. I'm not the sort of person that can just sit and watch TV for hours and hours, and even if I was that sort of person, that isn't very healthy to do that for weeks on end while being in lockdown. So take the time to learn a new skill or try a new hobby, something that you've always wanted to do. At the moment there are so many free online courses or heavily discounted online courses. You've got Read, Open University, there's always loads and loads of courses on Groupon that you can do. It's just being able to then use the time that you've got to have something to do each day, to wake up and have a purpose. Another thing that I think is really important is keeping a routine of some description. This doesn't need to be a really structured, wake up at this time, do this at this time, this at this time kind of routine if that doesn't work for you. If it does work for you, then do that. But just try and keep some sort of routine into your day. I am actually bringing out an online course that's all about a morning routine. If that is something that you would be interested in, just send me a direct message on Instagram or let me know in the comments. Another thing that I know is really difficult to do when you're just at home all the time is to keep productive. So something that I've started doing is the Pomodoro method, I think it's called. I can't be 100% sure that is what it's called, but it's where you work for 25 minutes and then you have a 5-minute break, and then after 4 rounds of that you then have a half-hour break. And what you do in your 25-minute sections, you literally set a timer and you don't do anything other than the task that you're doing. And you find doing it like that, it's amazing how much you actually get done in those 25-minute sections when you're not being distracted by anything else. You can use that method if you're working from home or if you're doing one of the online courses. Even if you're not working from home or doing a course, it can be helpful to have that method when you are trying to clean the house or when you are trying to do anything. It's completely normal to have less focus at the moment, and I've just found that something that really helps to try and regain some focus and to then know that you've got scheduled breaks. Another tip, and one of the most important tips, is to still get showered and get changed. I don't mean you have to get changed into your best clothes and do your hair and makeup. You definitely don't need to do that if you don't want to, but if you do like doing that, do it because it'll help. But get out of your pyjamas, get out of the clothes that you've slept in, get showered and put on something different. Even if it is comfy loungewear, it's just important to still try and have some sort of normality back in your life. And just getting up, getting showered, getting changed, that's just going to make you feel so much better. Another thing I think is so important is to still get out for walks. I know now it is so cold outside. Wrap up warm, still get outside. There are so many benefits to going out for a walk. It's not only good for your mental health, it's good for your physical health. And I've found, even though obviously you have to stay 2 meters away from everyone that you meet or anyone that you're meeting up with outside of your household, when you walk past people who are also out on their walk and you smile at them and they smile at you, and sometimes you have a little bit of a conversation as you walk past, just a, I don't know, like a brief encounter. But sometimes that brief encounter can make such a difference to you or to them. If you're walking past someone, you might be the only person they see all day, and you just smiling at them, saying good morning, saying good afternoon, whatever it may be, might make all the difference. And then if you know that, that will make all the difference to you too. I've no idea what number tip I'm on, or even if there are numbers in this anymore, so I'm just going to keep telling you the different tips. Another thing is to do workouts at home. It's so important to still keep your body moving. There are so many ways to work out at home. You can get some resistance bands, some weights at home, whatever it may be that you'd prefer to do. And we're so fortunate that we have got access to the internet. You can type in workout from home free, and you will have an abundance of things to choose from. Another thing that we've got so much access to is mindfulness, so meditating, breath work, any of those things that help to calm your mind will really, really help you to stay positive. For me, the way that mindfulness helps me is it just helps me to stand back and to observe things. And it allows me to not necessarily react to everything, to not react to every feeling that I feel, to not believe every thought that I think, and just gives me the space to process things. And in this kind of time, just having that space to process things is really, really important. Something I think is one of the most important things, not just at the moment, but all the time, is limiting your screen time and limiting the media that you take in. So that's the radio, the news, social media, all of those kind of things. At the moment, we know the state that the world is in. And I think to be reminded of that constantly is going to really have a detrimental effect on your mental health. Even if you've got the radio on in the background or the TV on in the background and you're not actively listening to it, you are still taking that information in. It's just about limiting the negative chatter that goes on in your head. And the last two things are by far the most important things that I'm going to say in this whole video. If you are really, really struggling, ask for help. Whether you reach out to a family member or a friend and explain to them that you're struggling. The charity Mind have so many online resources. You can contact the Samaritans on 116 123. There are so many people that will provide you with help and who will support you. So if you are struggling, just reach out for help. And the final thing, and one of the most important, is to just cut yourself some slack. We have had the most bonkers, crazy year from hell, and everyone has been affected by this virus in some way or another. And I know as well it's a really common feeling to feel bad about feeling bad, especially when you know that there are people in worse situations and in harder situations. You only have experience of the situation you are in, and whilst you can imagine and empathise that someone else's situation could be harder, it doesn't matter if you're in your situation, that's all you can deal with. So cut yourself some slack, and if you want to scrap every single other thing that I've said in this video, and if you want to stay in bed all day, watch TV, don't shower, stay in your pyjamas, eat loads of crap food, don't go out for walks, that's fine. If you need to do that, that's fine. Just do it and cut yourself some slack, and know that this is a temporary thing. I really hope this video helped you in some way. If you haven't already, go and watch the video that I did back in March. The quality of the video is pretty shoddy, but the quality of the information in it is good. I hope you do something today that brings you joy, and I hope you are safe. Sending you lots of love, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Oh, some birds just all flew across the window like that. Well, they didn't fly like that, they flew like this, but